Started playing League of Legends recently because one of my buddies in the military plays it, and when you don't see your friend for basically years at a time, and he's like, "Hey, hop on a game," you just kind of do it. You just want to hang out with him. You just want to have a good time, and League is one of the funniest games I think I've ever played in my entire life. So when you play League of Legends, it's a top-down game where you basically have different characters on in a 5v5 situation where you're trying to level up, get gear, and basically battle to the end. Essentially, is the best way to put it. And overall, I like games like this. I think they're called like MOBAs or something like that. I'm not super in depth into these types of games, but I used to play a little bit of Smite, and now I'm playing a little bit of League, essentially. And it's pretty fun. I'm gonna say that just like right off the bat, it is pretty fun, especially if you have people to play with. I would probably be miserable if I didn't have friends to play with, but playing it with like people that already know how to play, playing it, with people that equally like being competitive at games, I think makes it more enjoyable for me. But like I said, it's also one of the funniest games I think I've ever played in my entire life. So basically, in League of Legends, everybody has the ego of like Escanor, I guess you could say, from like Seven Deadly Sins if you've watched that, or they have like the ego of like a billionaire or something. Like it's absolutely diabolical how crazy people's ego is in League of Legends. And I'm not talking about you're playing comp and you're throwing a game and then someone's getting mad at you. I'm not talking about like that. Obviously, I think that's fair. I'm talking about I'm level 3. The only thing I can basically play is quick play. So I'm playing quick play, and people are getting tilted at my friends because they aren't playing like it's a comp game. And I don't mean like just basic tilted, like, dude, why are you throwing, stuff like that. I mean like full blown mental breakdown. Like, I can imagine like reading some of these texts that will pop up in the chat, right? That this guy is on his floor wailing in tears because he's losing this game of quick play. And it is so just funny to me. Like, me and my boy, I was playing ADC, which is basically I'm playing like a DPS on a lane, and he's playing support. It's an easy way to help teach someone the game. When you kind of have a side by side friend next to him, I guess you could say. And I'm just testing some characters out, seeing what I like, what I dislike. And my boy's just kind of doing the same. And we're sitting there and we're playing, and we're doing fine. Like, we've already basically almost cleared our lane. We've destroyed the enemies a couple times, but our team is so mad at my friend for no reason. I mean, full blown, like telling him to kick AYS, sending him like actual threats. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get doxxed with how crazy it was. And it was just like, it's funny because it's weird, right, to obviously get that type of stuff in the game. But it's also funny at the same time to just see how unbelievably serious people are about this. Because for some unknown reason, they think that if they lose this quick play, like, their life is over. And it's just an interesting thing to see. And I've played competitive games before. Like, we were and we still are around high emerald to like a mid diamond player in Rainbow Six Siege. So it's like I've seen a lot of toxicity from that. I've played CS:GO and I got to a decent rank in CS:GO. Seen a lot of toxicity from that. Um, but every single game I've ever played, nobody's really ever toxic and like casual. Like, they might be like pretend toxic. Like if you play Siege and you like rush with a shield, people are gonna be like, "Are you serious right now? You're a nerd. Like, what are you doing?" Like, they might like jump on you a little bit, but they don't care at the end of the day because it's casual. But League is like a different realm. Like, people care so much about like this base stat inflation that they're about to get from this quick play match, and it's just so funny. With all this being said, though, obviously I think League is fun at the end of the day. I think it's a kind of enjoyable game. It's just another top-down game, and when I'm playing with my buddies, it's a good game as overall. I play not a lot of support. I play a lot of fill in games. So if anybody plays League of Legends that's watching this video, feel free to give me a suggestion on who you think I should play. You know, like I'll try anybody because it doesn't matter to me. Like I literally am just gonna try to play a guy, try to play him to my best ability, and try to like learn rotations essentially, and that's all I'm gonna do. Um, I do see that a lot of my skill from Smite did transfer over because the games are so similar. They're not the same game by any means. There's a lot of differences, but they're so similar in like the basicness and like the builds that I think like my KD right now is like 52 and like 8 or something like that. Like it's very similar with especially with ADC. Like they're just like if you play hit scan like someone with a bow or a rifle or something like that. It's crazy how easy it is, honestly. And I could see 100% that like when I go to queue for comp, queuing for like ADC would be nearly impossible. Like ADC solo, just because those two roles are just so simplistic. I guess you could say, you know. At least for me, they are because that's what I would play when I played Smite. Was I would usually play either DPS with my support, or I would play support, or I would play solo. So those were like my three main roles. But I'm also I like jungling and stuff. It's just those are what the roles were open in Smite because nobody wanted to play solo really or support in Smite. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing to really talk about and think about. Maybe I'll get some more League of Legends stories in the future. You know, be able to go a little bit more in depth with it once I get deeper into the game. Maybe even record my reaction for if I ever hit a good rank. I don't know what good rank is in League at all. People tell me like if you get past silver, you're like goated at the game. That's what like people tell me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll hit gold and then I'll record a video or something like that. But yeah, if you have any advice for League of Legends, let me know in the comments below. And besides that, have a wonderful day. Peace.